This drill is called random starting point 3 versus 3. In this drill, the ball is put into play with a random player or in a random area, and from there it becomes a 3 versus 3 situation where each team tries to score in the opponent's goal. When the ball goes out of play, the players return to their positions. This drill works on finishing, various games principles, and quick adaptation to the game situation. Before we go deeper on this drill, don't forget to subscribe for more content and click the like button for the YouTube algorithm. So, for this drill, we have a lot of benefits and a lot of possible variations, which will depend a lot on the context, of course, and the main goal you want on this drill. However, the basic goals on this drill are, of course, this works the individual technical skills. We work here a lot the game principles, the progression with the ball, the containment, the offensive and defensive coverage, mobility, balance, and of course, in order to doing this, we required a high capacity of adaptability. It requires a constant ability for the athlete to adapt to the situation, and doing so it will increase their decision-making capacity. This is because the drill is designed to stimulate the randomness of the game, and depending on where the ball is, the teammates and the opponent, the decision-making and the solution they have to supply will be different, just like in the real game. So, now I'll give you some variations and improvements that you can make on this drill. The first variation can be where the ball starts, having the goalkeeper to start the play is giving a greater decision-making power to the goalkeepers, stimulating a ball start from a real game. On the other hand, if the coach starts the play, it can stimulate other things. The coach may want to put the ball more frequently to the player receive as a volley or with his head, or in the intermediate zone for the ball to be contested in the air or on the ground with the opponents, thus controlling and purposefully increasing other types of stimulus. Now, the second variation can be the player and space manipulation. Adding more players will reduce the workload, and also manipulating the space can increase or decrease depending on the situation, also the workload. With this, the drill can be done at different times of the training section, on different days. Will depend a lot of your main goal on the training session or your week of training. Another variation or kind of variation that we can have is the way the player rotates. We can have the players alternate between the cones instead of always returning to the same one. On this way, the athletes would experience more stimulus as they can start in different areas of the field, which can be good for younger players who are still learning the game and are not in the specialization phase. But we can also want a more specific position of work, maintaining fixed positions, which can be more appropriate, as having a defender in the forward position may be out of context since this won't happen very often in the game. So the main logic here is, depending of your team, if you are working with younger players, it can make more sense to give more stimulus, but for older players, a more position game can be more appropriate. For the final type of variation, we can change some goal conditions. One of them is to set a limit to achieve the goal. If we want to train, for example, a more fast transition, We also can change this drill. Instead of having just one goal per team, both teams can score on both goals. Doing so, this will require a greater reading of the game from the athlete, since they will have two options to finish. It can help the search for the empty space, and to stimulate the capacity to read what is happening in all of the field. However, this should be remembered that in this case the goalkeepers can no longer provide support, and we'll move away a little bit from the reality of the game, since in the real game you can only score, of course, in one goal.